Whiteboard Breakdown, Friday, March 27th.
Hopefully we're all having a little fun at home. Today I'm here to break down, as my partner in crime said, Friday, March 27th. So today we have two different sections that we're working through. We have our strength section for some pulling work, and then we have a metcon focused a lot on our double unders. Okay, so in our warm-up today, we have 3 different rounds, laddering from 9 reps to 7 to 5. In between those rounds, we're gonna focus on those double unders so that we're primed up and that we have an idea of kind of what scale we may use for the workout. So after our round of 9, we'll do 25 double unders or 25 singles. If you wanna mix and match that a little bit, maybe start your first round with singles, second round maybe some double under attempts, and then last one, working those double unders. Unless we already have that skill and we're just gonna crush all 25 double unders, you can get after it. Okay, so after every round, we'll do those double unders. Our movements for today, pretty basic. We have our sit-up, so butterflying those knees out. As we come up, use those hands touching overhead, tapping the toes, and we're trying to just get our shoulders right at the hips as we go up and down and not arch our back too much on the way down. If you can have an ab mat back there to help out with that arch of the back. Next one, we have broad jumps. So for a round of 9, we may just want to start off with some bodyweight squats, just in case our knees or hips are just not ready for a jump yet. And then that round of 7, then we'll start to work that broad jump. Okay, nice explosive jump, and then soft landings on feet. Last movement we have is inchworm push-ups. So getting into that hamstring stretch, you can hang out here for a second, walk those hands out into a push-up plank, rock out your push-up, and then walk those hands back to your feet. All right, and we're gonna roll through that round of 9, 7, 5, and then double unders in between each round. And moving on to mobility. Starting off, we have 1 minute of a saddle pose. Okay, so we're gonna be sitting back to our heels, feet flat. So we're gonna have a lot of pressure on the shins here. As we sit back, adding more and more weight to those shins and those ankles. You can support yourself with your hands, or if you want to get a little extra stretch in your core, you can also reach left or right slightly, just to get through those obliques and get through that rib cage. Okay, after we get 1 minute here, remember, make these stretches yours. We're going to do a 90 seconds of a puppy dog. So for the puppy dog, we want our hips in line with our knees, and then from here, arching that low back and raising those hips up towards the ceiling. We're reaching our hands out nice and long and bringing our head and chest down to the ground. We're going to spend 30 seconds forward in the front position, and then we're going to move our hands off to the side. Same thing, 30 seconds here. If you want to increase it, you can stack the outside or the inside hand over the outside hand for a little bit more of an aggressive stretch, and then walk the hands to the opposite side for that last 30 seconds. Okay, after we get done with that puppy dog pose, we're going to make our way to our feet for a straddle. So we're just going to widen out our legs for a good hamstring stretch. As we come down, we're going to try to relax our arms and head and just kind of take a few deep breaths. If we feel good and our hands are on the ground like John Marks here, we're going to walk our hands behind us towards our butt for a little bit more aggressive stretch. From here, about 30 seconds or so right down the middle, then we're going to walk our hands to the left or right side, reaching with that outside arm to get a little bit of a rotation and twist in that back. All right, guys, we're moving on to our strength portion. So our strength portion, we're going to be working on pulling. Okay, so no matter what version we're doing today or what equipment we have, we're going to be doing 4 rounds. Okay, so 4 rounds. If we have a pull-up rig or if we have a row set up, so ring rows, TRX, or anything else that we can kind of get our body horizontal to the ground, we're going to be doing about 60% of our max. So say we have 10 pull-ups in the tank, then we do 6 pull-ups for those 4 rounds with 60 seconds of rest in between. Okay, we also can have a barbell or a dumbbell or kettlebell, and we'll show you that substitution after we demo the pull-up in the row. So for our pull-up on the rig, we want our hands just slightly wider than our shoulders, packing the shoulders down as you see John Mark just did, and then from here, pulling those elbows down and chin over the bar while maintaining a good core balance. So we don't want our back moving all around or swinging back and forth on the bar, okay? So our ring row, so here we can use a TRX, ring row, or if you have something where you can just get underneath, I wouldn't say maybe a table. We are keeping our body braced just like we did on our pull-up, from our shoulders to our feet. try to start directly underneath wherever that anchor is if we can, if we have that set up, pulling our fist just underneath our armpit, keeping those elbows nice and tight. If you can't get probably 8 to 10 reps here, I would scoot my feet back just a little bit and then repeat that on the second round for around that 8 rep range. Okay, find that sweet spot where it's getting difficult around 8. Okay, for our barbell version, we're going to be doing a bent over row. We're going to be shooting 4 8 reps similar to our ring row. So we go into pretty much an RDL, but keeping our back nice and flat and still engaging those lats. From here, we're aiming that bar to about the bottom of our rib cage so that our elbows stay pretty close in line with our wrist as we row. Okay, make sure we're not getting out of control and yanking and pulling our chest up to get the weight up. Okay, should be controlled with just our arms. Moving on to the dumbbell or kettlebell, depending on the weight you have here, if you can do it for 8 reps and it's really tough at that 8th rep, you have a heavy kettlebell or dumbbell, awesome, do 8 on each side. If not, we're gonna work a little tempo into it. Okay, so we're gonna go 2 seconds up. So it's a nice slow pull up, 1, 2, 1 second pause at the top, 1, 2 on the way down, pause at the bottom. Okay, we're gonna go through that tempo for 8 reps. Okay, so controlling it up for 2 reps, pause at the top for 1, and then again, controlling it back down, but maintaining that same good strong back and just using our arms on the way up and the way down. Okay, guys, get out. All right, guys, finally moving on to our metcon. Metcon today is going to be 4 times, so we are trying to fly through this as fast as we can, crush this workout, get it done, call it a day. Okay, so this one is going to be pretty double under heavy, so make sure that we're picking a scale that we can appropriately get through these double unders. These should be pretty quick to get through, or you can work on this those double unders and really work on that skill. Maybe cut the number in half. Like our first round, we have 30 reps. So maybe 15 double unders or double under attempts and then finish out with singles. If we don't have a jump rope, we're gonna be working on penguin taps throughout. Okay, now let's roll through this workout, starting off with those 30 double unders or our 30 penguin taps. So penguin taps are going to be jumping up, working on that rhythm. You can hear that rhythm of that double under, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that can kind of get you in the groove to get into those double unders. So even again, if you do have the rope and you want to mix it up, maybe we do penguin taps for the first 15 and then roll into another 15 of those double unders. Okay, so for our second one, we're gonna move into 30 handstand push-ups. So we have a lot of different scales here. You can either, if you have a wall and hopefully a mat at home, you can do regular kipping handstand push-ups here, or bringing those knees down, aggressively kicking up onto the wall. As we kick up, we're driving through those hands to fully extend at the top. Okay, if we need to, and we don't quite have our handstand push-ups kipping, or not a full kip, we can pick up the distance a little bit so we're not as close to the ground, so that makes it a tiny bit easier. Or we can also adjust the reps. So maybe 30 total for you is a humongous number. Maybe we break that down to 20 or 15 and then work at a smaller rep range. Okay, our fourth movement of the day, we're gonna be right back into those double unders or penguin taps. So let's stay consistent on whatever we picked in that first round. Okay, fourth section, we're gonna do V-ups here. Okay, so our V-ups, we're flat out on the ground, starting out in a hollow. From here, we're going to kick our feet and hands together at the same exact time, similar to like what we do on the bar for our toes to bar, okay? If we do have a bar, and we already did our pull-ups on the bar, let's work on the bar and work on our kipping toes to bar. So let's hop on up. So from here, remember, just like we were doing that V-up, we're gonna start in that hollow shape, but then we're gonna go in through our arch, and then push through into our hollow. As we push through, we create that hollow, we're gonna kick our feet up, try to tap that bar. If we wanna work on our toes to bar, maybe we hit a little bit lower target instead of going all the way up, or maybe do knees to chest here, okay? If V-ups are too difficult, we're just gonna go back to what we did in warm-up and do our regular sit-ups, okay? So there's a lot of option there depending on what you have, okay? As we move down again, we're going back to our double unders, this time 60 reps. So now a little bit more volume than those first 2 rounds, and moving into our Superman. So our Superman is that arch we just talked about on the bar. Same position, so as you can see, we have our feet together. As we come up, our chest lifts, glutes engage nice and tight to protect our lower back. Okay, you have 60 of them, so move through those at a nice smooth pace. Those shouldn't be too taxing as we work through. So now we can sprint these last couple of movements. Again, back to our double unders, trying to stay consistent on 60, and then finishing off with 60 sit-ups. So we're back to that movement that we did in warm-up. If you have a bar, instead of toes to bar to finish, we're just gonna do quick knee raises. So it's just a quick up and down, nice and quick. We don't even have to kip these. We can do these strict, nice and easy above the waist, extend back into our hollow. All right, guys, there's your warm up, there's your strength, there's your metcon.